And we're back. It's been about 15 minutes. I let the base dry a little bit, and then I applied another coat of glue in a random pattern. You guys can see there. This is for the second layer. The nice thing about this is any spots that you may have missed with the first layer, the earth layer as I like to call it, you can just cover it back, cover it with the glue again and go over with it. And then I do the same thing. I just make a little bed in the little tub here and stick the guys in there and cover it. The only difference with this is I let it sit there for a little bit. So, and you see the little guy. So let it sit for a couple minutes and let it soak up. So let me go take care of the little guy and I'll be right back. You've gone back and shook off the excess in about 5 minutes, and this is the kind of basting that you get. I like this. It's just enough. And again, the mixture I think is a good mixture on the base. Let that sit and dry for a little bit and come back and finish it with the clump foliage and the buffalo grass. And back, as you can see here, we've taken some of the clump foliage over here, just little pieces here, not too big, and then some of the buffalo grass I have through the small pieces there. The base has been dry for about 5 minutes. Again, that's about my standard dry time. Now I go back, and if there's any pieces that look irregular, like this piece here, I just take it off. No big deal. What I do with the buffalo grass and the clump foliage is take undiluted white glue. Again, put it down on my little scrap piece of paper. I have a little bit more control over it. And just pick places where I want the foliage to be and dab the glue on there. I usually start with the clump foliage first and then do the buffalo grass. Put some here because this looks pretty bare. And again, I'm liberal with this glue because it'll dry clear and I'm not too freakish about it. Go through, just make sure it's what the piece that you want, and just dab it on there and it sticks. And so that's a good place for one. And I'm going to put another one right here. Point it in this direction. And if you need it, I like to use tweezers. I have fortunately meat hooks for hands, so again, and random it out however you like it. If you want more, if you want less, you know, no big deal. Whatever you prefer. In fact, that one I might just add a little bit more. I put a little too much glue on there, which is no big deal. Just grab another piece or two and pat it down on there. And again, if these come off loose, there's nothing that says you can't go back later and add some more. I like to use a darker color for the clump foliage on the bases. Just gives a good contrast. And that's the last piece of clump foliage right there, and it's got some excess there. And we've got 3 pieces of buffalo grass there, and I like to either stick these individually if they're big or in somewhat tight clusters. But I've got 3 here. I'm going to stick one right here. As you can tell, it's still a little bit wet, which is fine. The little buffalo grass clusters will embed into the glue and into the mixture. And I'll add one here. I'll add the bigger one right there. And these little, if you've never used the silk floor buffalo grass or their grass, they come on like a cellophane backing. They're glued on there. You just take a pair of tweezers, pluck them off, and set them down and then work with them. And then I'll add the last little one. I'm going to cluster it back here with the other one. Again, I don't worry too much about the glue. It dries clear, and you can hit it with some, you're going to hit this base when you're done with it anyways with some dull coat. And there's some little spots I see now that I missed. I'll go back and throw a little glue. One little tool that I've made to do touch-up details and so on and so forth. Just to take a little 1x1 block, and I've taken a piece of sheet metal and glued it on top, and all my bases are magnetized, so I'm able to manipulate it and not worry about the figures falling off. So I can go back and paint the beveled edges, do any touch-ups on the terrain or on the figures that I may have overlooked.